Okay, guys, happy Monday. I hope you are all feeling a little relaxed maybe over the weekend. It's been an interesting week. So, I wanted to talk about today how businesses, so we've seen a lot of our local school district got canceled, and I teach for a college here in the state of Iowa, and they are moving their classes online. And so with that, it's made me think about as an instructor, as a teacher, it's made me think about how can we prepare our youth for the future, right? So I know more and more classes are going online. More and more business is going online. And so for me, I'm very fortunate in the fact that I can work from home and my business primarily is already online. If I did have any face-to-face meetings, I could move those to virtual. So it's business as usual for me, but I realize that there are a lot of healthcare workers or other government workers and things like that who don't have the opportunity to or the option to work from home. So with that being said, I wanted to talk about, for businesses specifically, how can we adapt? How can we make the most of this situation? And if you wanted to add an online sales channel, how could you do that? Or how could you perhaps it's not an option to sell your products or services online, but maybe you could advertise or you could run some of your operations online. So I wanted to present a few different examples for different business models and how you could do that. So for example, I had a social media post today about even my dad farms. And even farmers, a lot of them do have their own websites. Hedging is done online. But so even for farming, for example, so my dad could sell hay or cattle or other things like that online. Yes, he has to deliver the physical asset, but a lot of that could be done online. And if you really look at the technology, you can check your crops now with drones, and there's a lot more that you can do online for every business model. But I want to talk in the context of just to get through this season and to try to adapt in the quickest, most affordable way possible. So without thinking about, maybe you do not want to try to set up a website just for the short term, but I also would like you to think about long term. Could you use this? Could you use a website long term, or could you use a online channel in the long run? So think about, is this an investment that would be worth it for the future? I would say yes. I feel like more and more business is going to go online and everything is going to become more streamlined and automated. And so another example is, okay, say healthcare workers or dentists. So, well, we've seen that they're doing the test by you can drive up and have a swab of your mouth, but say dentists, for example, okay, you have to go to the dentist. You can't really do that online. But could you make your check-in and your checkout process online? Could you try to get as much information online beforehand? So compare it to with healthcare. Like right now, there's a chat that you can use to, this is more for like medical symptoms, not necessarily dental things, but you can log into an online platform with a lot of hospitals and clinics and ask your questions and get responses that way to determine whether you really need to go in and be seen by somebody. So there are a lot of different ideas for whatever your business model is. I've talked a lot about, even if you are conducting a service like that, say it's the dental example, you can do your marketing, you can do your advertising, you can do a lot of your operations online. So there are opportunities there to try to streamline things or make it more convenient for your customers or your clients. So those are just a few examples. But what I wanted to show you today was 3 different primary options for adding an online sales channel. So I recently saw a floral shop, so shout out Hydrangea Bloom. they added a Facebook shop for their bouquets. So that's a really, I feel like there are still a lot of floral shops who are, you have to pick up your bouquet. So that was one avenue where they quickly set up a shop through Facebook and then they're delivering it. So there are different things like that that you can do to sell your product. So again, for me, for a lot of with what I'm doing, I'm delivering a service. And so obviously I can do that online. I can do that virtually. I don't have to meet with somebody in person. So I wanted to give you, again, 3 different ways to quickly and cheaply add an online sales channel. So the first one is Facebook, like I said. So I'm going to toggle back and forth here. I'm going to show you my screen to show you how to do this. Okay, so within Facebook, first you need to, so this is the first way is if you're going to set up a Facebook shop. So you need a business page. You can't just do this through your personal account. You'll need to set up a Facebook business page. Hopefully you already have that. And so this is, I felt like if you don't have a website and if you do not already have a PayPal or something like that set up, then this would be a good option for you to just quickly get it out there. If you have a Facebook business page, great, you're one step ahead. Okay, so it depends on how your business page is set up. If you have the, I think it's called shopping, like a shopping page, you will have a little option right here beneath your cover photo that says add to shop. So let me show you what that would look like. So here is, it's called add shop section. So if you set up, there are different options when you go to set up your page. You can either choose business or you can choose, I think it was like product or shop, something like that. You would have had to choose product or shop in order to have this here. You could switch over if you accidentally set it up under business rather than product. And that would be fairly easy to do. It might be worth it for you to be able to sell this. So again, with this option, you do not need a website to link it to, and you don't have to link it to like PayPal or anything like that. So with this, this is how you would do it. And I will post a link to this article, but because I do not have that option, I cannot actually show you on my particular Facebook page. So you would add the shop section like so. It's going to ask you a bunch of terms, make sure that you agree to them. Then it's going to ask you to, so you'd have to set up a Stripe account, which is, again, fairly easy to do. Then you would enter in that information. Then you're going to have on your page, you're going to have this Shop Now button right on your cover photo. Then you're going to add your individual products or services. Ideally, I would say this would be more if you're offering products. So then you have add products here. Then you can configure what's the description of it, the price, what's your inventory, how much do you have on hand, what's the category. And then if you want to have offer shipping, you can put that in here. Whoops. Tax rate, if you want to add your taxes, you would add a picture for the product. And then you could group up your products into collections. So maybe it's t-shirts, mugs, hats, or different kinds of bouquets, floral bouquets or arrangements. Okay, so then obviously you'd want to advertise that, promote that you now have this shop available. And then you'll get notifications for when you have an order And you can manage that by going to the publishing tools right here on your page. So you'd go to your page and then you go to settings and then go to publishing tools. So from here, I'll post this link so that you can really walk through this step by step. But I wanted to show what the price was. So for the price, if the item is less than $8, if the shipping was less than $8, then you have to pay 40 cents per unit. And then you also have to pay 5% of the total price, what they're paying for it. So that's what you as a business owner have to pay as your payment processing fee. 5% is pretty high. So again, I feel like this is a last resort if you do not have a website available. If you have a website, that's probably going to be more affordable. So here are a few other options. Let's see if I can make this a little bigger. Okay, so with Amazon, if you're selling on Amazon, their commission is very tiered. So again, you have $1 per unit, and then you have to pay, like the commission would be whatever this percentage is of the total transaction. It depends on the type of good you're selling, how many units you're selling. There are a bunch of different factors that go into that. So you would have to look at Amazon to figure out exactly what percentage that's going to be. But it was pretty similar to this. So anywhere from 3 to 5%. With Etsy, Etsy, it's a little bit cheaper actually. So you're paying 20 cents per item, and then you have a 3.5% commission. The thing with Etsy and Amazon is you have to go through and set up that account. So that's where my preferred method would be, if you already have a website, to just add in a payment method through your website. If you don't have a website, it's kind of up to you whether you'd prefer to just use Facebook. I'm assuming you already have a business page set up. But if not, then maybe Amazon or Etsy is a good option for you. Okay, so then if you do have a website already set up, the most commonly used websites are WordPress, Shopify, or Squarespace. So I am so glad that I set up my own website, because I don't have to go through my developer to be able to make changes or to be able to add a product or the purchase option on my website. And so I'm going to show you, if you do have a Squarespace website or WordPress or Shopify and you have access to it, which even if you did have somebody develop your website, you should still have a login for it and be able to do this on your own if you wanted to. The problem is it just seems like a lot of developers will charge you to make these changes if they have to do it. So that's why I'm going to show you how to do it yourself. Okay, if you are considering, you know what, I don't have a website right now, but I think it would be worth it to set one up for the long run, my recommendation would be WordPress.com. So there's a difference between WordPress.com and WordPress.org. .com is the online version, and you can get a free website through that. WordPress.org is you download it, and there's a lot of coding associated with that. So this is a DIY. Do not do WordPress.org. WordPress.com is going to be your best bet. So WordPress.com is free, and it's the cheapest. However, if you are going to add commerce to it, you want to be able to sell your products or services, then Squarespace is cheaper than WordPress. So WordPress is free for just like a basic website, but if you want to be able to sell things, Squarespace is going to be cheaper. Shopify is good if you sell a lot of products. So Shopify, you have to pay for the website just like you do with Squarespace, but then you also have to pay this transaction fee. So they have a little bit lower transaction fee. I think it's like 20 cents. And again, it's very tiered. So it depends on how many units you're selling and shipping and things like that. So I would use Shopify if you are planning on selling a large number of products forever, or, you know, every single month in the long run. If you If this is just a temporary situation, or if you don't sell products every single month or very often. So like with me, sometimes I'll sell an ebook, sometimes I'll sell a template, sometimes I'll sell tickets to an event, but it's not like I am producing products and selling those every single month. So for me, Squarespace was the cheapest website builder to choose. And with Squarespace, it will connect to, you can accept any credit card and you can pay with PayPal. This is the rate that you're going to be paying with Squarespace. It's the 30 cents per item and then a 2.9%. So this is pretty comparable to what most credit card processing companies are charging. Okay, so let me show you, if you have Squarespace in particular, this is how you can set up a product or to sell something on your website. So this is specific to Squarespace, but it's very similar to other website builders. And most of these website builders, you can Google how to do this, and there are a lot of resources, a lot of YouTube videos and things out there that will show you step by step how to do it. All right, a little slow here, lagging behind. See if I close out of this, but it'll be faster. So with Squarespace, if you're interested in this, the cheapest option is $12 a month. And then I think the $18 a month is, I think if you want to do like memberships or have automatic billing, then it's a little bit more expensive. But I believe just to have an e-commerce simple strategy or approach, it's $12 a month. So you're paying for your website. With that, you get your domain, so janiestahl.com, you get that, you get everything included with that, and then you're paying whatever you sell. That's when you are going to pay this commission rate whenever you sell something. Okay, so I'm just going to walk through. I actually do have to create a landing page for another event, and so I'm just going to walk through how you would do this. So under your not linked section, if I do not want a page to show up in my main navigation, then I'm going to start with the not linked section. I'm going to add a page. So with this, I want to be able to add a product or for somebody to purchase something. So I'm going to choose products. And here, I'll just put test for now. Whoops. I don't know what I want in there. Okay, so it says I don't have any products set up. So this is where I'm going to add plus again for a product. Okay, is it physical, digital, service? We'll say that it's a service. This is where you can upload an image. I'm going to say it's tickets to an event. Here's my pricing. Okay, so here I'm going to put the price. Say it's $199. You can say whether it's on sale. I'll say it's not on sale. Stock, how many do I want to sell? Say 15. Or I could choose unlimited. So if it's like a template or an ebook or something like that, it could be unlimited. And then I'm good to go with that. So I'll do save and publish. Okay, so I have my price here. I have my product. And if it had an image, the image would be right here. So say you have a bunch of different products. So this is how you would add them. You would just keep adding product after product. And with this page, it's simply, this would be like if you had a shop page up here. So I could move this to my main navigation if I wanted to, But if I just wanted to have like a landing page, I would have it not linked like I did here. And then I would just copy the link, and then that's what I would share on social media or via email or whatnot. So I think the adding a not linked landing page, quote unquote, like this is the way to go if this is just a temporary solution. But if you plan on continuing to sell these things, or if you want to make it more visible, then you could add it to your main navigation here. So if you wanted to have a page where you wanted to have a bunch of text to it, you would actually go about it just a slightly different way. So again, I'm going to do a not linked, but this time I'm going to do a, let's see, I'll just do like a normal, we'll just do a normal page. So we'll do test, gosh darn it, keeps, that's right. Okay, so if you have Squarespace, you're probably familiar with how to edit this stuff. If you had a developer do it and you've never edited it yourself, it's pretty simple. So here I'm going to add my text. So say I'm going to talk about the event, tickets available. And then this is where I want to add my product. So right now this template is set up where it just has different pictures. But if you want to add the purchase button, you actually need to add a component. Let's see, where can I? Oh. So I click this little button that I wanted to add something, and this is where I'm gonna choose a product here under commerce. So if you did have an Amazon link, you could put in Amazon right here, but I just created a product, so I should be able to, so it's gonna search for this product. So I'm gonna search for ticket because that's what I called it. Here it is. I can either do add to cart. Okay, so this is where, since I created a page, then I can add text and make it more of a landing page and provide more description behind it. And then I just added a product component here. And so in order to do that, I would have had to first create the individual product. So with this, this is a good option where that products page is hidden. And so first I just created the product itself, but then maybe this is the page that I want to show in my navigation. And so that's an option as well. Okay. So that's about all I have. Here's what I'm going to do is, because I am always having issues with going live on Facebook and toddling back and forth between showing myself and showing my screen, I just choose to pre-record this. So I'm going to upload this, and then I will be live on my Facebook page, Janie Stahl Coaching, to take questions if you guys do have questions. But this is also available on YouTube. Just search for my name, Janie Stahl, and you'll find my page. So you can always watch this back if you'd like to. If you need help doing this, I'm happy to help. I'm just throwing this out there. I'm sure teachers have this under control, but if you need help with converting your content online, I'm happy to do that. I'm using Zoom personally for my classes, and that's been approved. Somebody had said with FERPA, it has to be like meet FERPA regulations or something like that, and Zoom met that. So whether you are a teacher and trying to convert your content to get it online, you want to do live lectures, Or if you are a business owner who would like to try to do virtual meetings, Zoom is free. I believe you can have 5 participants on it. I'm happy to help you set that up and give you my tips and guidance. Or if you have questions about these different payment processors and which choice is best for you, let me know. I'm happy to help free of charge. We can pull through this together. I think that, you know, sometimes these things come up where it doesn't really do any good to complain about it. And so we just have to adapt. We have to be innovative. We have to be creative and pull together to make it through it. So I wish you the best of luck with your business or with whatever's going on in your life, with your career. And I hope that you and your family are able to stay healthy. And let me know if I